Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. We are Heroes Unleashed. Today, we have Morgan, some dude in the corner, some dude with a messy room, some other dude with the small green stuff, and then we have the biggest balls of them all, DJ Saul, T-Nuts.
Suck on my chocolate salty balls.
Just suck them and suck them and suck them and suck them.
Oh, that's not too bad. 30, 60
Posh.
Yeah, so I have Sage, Seraph, Id, Theory, and Morgan. All right. Say hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Doc.
Oh, boy. That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm hoping that there's no reverb, but who the fuck knows with this goddamn motherfucking thing. Still working on my sound. It's not working as best as I could. And I'm hoping everybody can hear, but if you can't, then you're lost out. So, let's figure out where we are. When last we left our intrepid heroes, we're all formulating a plan that would inevitably result in victory. Victory, I say. That is the hope. That is the wish. I don't know that they're going to be able to do it. Gavi's sister, Amrita, is currently in a calm state, but she may blow. All right, that didn't come out right.
Not that good.
All right.
All right.
Definitely a hot mess.
Id and his partner, Detective Johnson's, a.k.a. Id, and his partner, Abby Kincaid, who is sober and pissed, is trying to figure out what the devil to do next. Do they search for the mysterious German, or do they go with the group? Who the hell knows? I've been stalling long enough for this theme that I really need to cut down. Finishes. Now, yeah, we're with the fun police. So, gentlemen, it's on you now. What are you gonna do? What are we doing?
So,
Can you angle your camera down a smidge, sir? Thank you. All right. He's a person. Not the handsomest, but he's a person.
Talk to A.D. Rivers and let her know I understand what the stakes are and get ready to gather up everybody and debrief them.
Okay. Call goes out. The general call goes out to everyone to go to the briefing room. I don't really feel like I should have to narrate that part, do I?
Head there. You can go there.
Okay.
It will answer the call.
I'm
The
already
boulder.
there.
So,
Yeah, you're
I'm
always
already
there.
there. Yeah.
yeah, he's everywhere right now. He's literally everywhere.
Is it Dolphin?
Yep.
Oh.
He took over my spot.
I wasn't even go with this.
Yep. Just technology out there. There's technology out there anyway, man.
Like, this is true.
I feel so obsolete.
That's because you are.
As everybody gets there, I bring up detailed information on the warehouse, as detailed as possible, along with everybody that's going to be sitting in it, the briefings from the encounters that have been documented.
Are you telling this to me or to everyone?
No, I'm telling you what everybody's seeing as they get to their spot in the briefing. As they get in, I go, gentlemen, please sit down, take a look over the reports, and on the screen is a detailed map of the warehouse, of which I'm suggesting, I am not ordering, that we go take a look again. There were certain things in the reports that have been a little disturbing regarding what was found there. Also, the fact that there's been a cease and desist on all activities regarding any of the families. Seems that when they last ventured into that warehouse, they pushed somebody's button. Time. With you guys here, I think we have a shot to really infiltrate as deep as we can into this warehouse and find out really what's going on inside. Plus, my hope is that we can find out information as to the next event that's happening in the next 2 hours and 30 minutes, which that time keeps ticking down. There was a mention, and I looked specifically to Detective Johnson, about setting a trap for the German dude. We can do that as well. In tandem, before or after. I'm going to leave it to the group itself to make a decision as to what they want to do next. You have two options. If there's anybody else that can come up with something else, please do so. If you guys decide to want to go with me to the warehouse, I will explain in detail what each of our responsibilities will be and as to why we need to coordinate that way. If we decide to set up the trap with Detective Johnson, he will then take lead as far as what he wants to do with that particular plan and how to go about it. There is one caveat to the German guy. I know you wanted to use a dummy book or something that can be faked, but I don't think that's gonna work. I think if we do your plan, we're gonna have to go with the real book, and that's a high risk right now with all the things that are going on. But if there's no other play, I mean, if we have no other options, table's open.
I don't like the idea of using the actual book, but if we don't have any other choice.
Well, we've got choices. The problem is, are they good ones?
Oh,
Yeah.
these stakes keep getting higher, getting more and more.
So, what do you guys want to do? What do you think would be our best bet, our best time used right now?
So I form a solid body right there in one of the chairs, empty chairs, and I interject. I don't think it would be a good idea to expose that book.
I don't think so either. But do you have a better idea?
Okay.
If this warehouse, which is, as you said, now linked to a cease and desist and all investigation of the families, maybe it is possible to sneak in there, right?
Yeah, I will cover all that. All of that if we decide to go take that as the plan, as the onset.
My only question is, why are we sneaking into this place?
Why are we not sneaking into this place?
No, why are we sneaking into this place? What do we
Read the
hope to
report.
find?
Read the reports, and on there will be the thing about the obelisk, about the dimensional gate, all those other things that have been detailed with regards to what happened in that warehouse. Also, there was supposed to be some target that Jermaine's character was supposed to locate there as well.
Okay.
I
So
don't know
it's
if
the
that's
session.
part of the. I don't know if that's part of the reports that we've gotten.
Okay. Well, when you say read the report, and since you told me this stuff out of character, I simply say, oh, done. I see.
That is the reason why we're sneaking in. There's more to that warehouse than appears to be, especially because of the cease and desist order now. That came about after the last encounter there, with someone kidnapping the gentleman's name. I don't remember, but it's in the report. For obvious reasons. Oh yeah, one last. Guys. If we do this, we're off the books. This is a Mission Impossible type scenario. We get caught, we get disavowed. So it's in our best interest to get in, get out.
I'm not with an agent.
Patient if we're able to. Huh?
I'm not with an agency.
And I'm persona non
Doesn't
grata
matter.
anyway.
Right, I'm not even a secret ops.
If you're, what I'm saying is, if you get caught, it's worse for you being a civilian.
I'm just a
All I'm
resident.
telling you, the facts are right now.
I am neither
Huh?
a person or alive. I do not think I have to worry about that.
I just have to worry about deportation.
Okay, now I'm looking at you like you see a perplexed look on my face because when you appeared, it wasn't like it was normal. I just looked at them in your direction, but you can tell from my reaction, it's assuming that it was Dr. Acosta, kind of remote in.
Well,
But now
I
that
did.
you're saying that, you're seeing a very perplexed look on my face, like almost you can read, who are you, kind of deal.
Well, I did indicate a while back that I am an AI. An
I
advanced
missed-
AI. Yeah.
Okay. So you are the actual suit itself. I'm asking you this directly because now I'm like completely thrown in character.
Affirmative. I am Dr. Acosta's battlesuit.
Okay.
I am an element of it.
Sentient battlesuit.
I'm a,
Awesome.
and I respond, I'm afraid I am not sentient. There is no such thing as sentient machines. Am I right? And I look over at Redhead. I forgot your name.
Morgan, I have it on the screen.
I'm not looking at the screen.
Oh.
I'm looking at a different screen. Yeah. Isn't that right? And I look over at Morgan, who's supposed to be, the smartest person in the room.
That is not very definitive.
Okay, fine.
So at the moment while I'm talking, Lou, I'm looking to see if there are any cameras in the area of said warehouse.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay. Lou, you there? Hey, Lou?
Lou, I think
Lou,
is.
can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Lou. Lou,
Oh,
can you hear
okay.
us?
Hey, Lou, I was asking, are there any cameras in the area of the warehouse? I try to access them. Take a look at this warehouse from the outside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, first I'm asking about external cameras before trying to infiltrate it and maybe bumping into it, the AI again. So I'm going to start with external cameras. Oh, that's weird.
I'm going to point out to Sage. Sage, if you want to enter this warehouse, most things nowadays have security cameras, motion sensors, and so forth. That way you can tell how many bodies are in there before we even go.
And I bring up the external cameras.
The issue with that would be their AI, the
Yeah.
one that's without
See?
all the
He
machine.
knows.
So first I bring up the external cameras at that time. So Lou, at the same time, I'm poking to see if there are defenses for the internal network. I had brought up the external cameras for everybody to see, but at the same time, I'm also poking at the warehouse itself to see if it has any defenses of its own. If there is an AI present, if there is a computer system, if there is a camera system in there, what the electrical grid looks like. Those are the things I'm checking. Lou, I meant the warehouse that they're talking about breaking into.
Yeah, we're gonna sneak into our own warehouse.
And senility.
It's annoying,
Roll
goddammit.
for random illness.
Oh,
I bring this up so everybody can see it. Mm-hmm. Disengage. Yeah, I immediately disengage.
Okay. So,
They are electronically secure.
seeing the external cameras being put up on live feed, are you doing this? Masking the AI, because I still don't know your name.
Yes, I am.
Did you encounter the AI?
I encountered defenses.
Okay, that's what I expected. Okay, so this is the plan, guys. If we could follow through. Plan is simple enough, but it's going to be difficult as all hell in order to succeed. Why? Because it's just getting in. We are to avoid all confrontation if we can. However, that's going to be near impossible with the AI that protects this warehouse. As you can see, well, you couldn't. I'm just saying. I am assuming that you tried to get into the defenses and you immediately cut off communications, because I assume that the feed is also off.
That is affirmative.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you and Morgan to work in tandem to try and get past those electric defenses. With you two together, there may be an opportunity to be able to stall or buy us time while Detective Johnson, myself, Theory, and if you come along as well, keep forgetting her name.
Abby.
Abby.
Detective Kincaid.
Detective Kincaid, if you're willing to come with us as well, is for us to go in. You, Theory, with your ability to transmute, use it to our advantage to be able to see through certain areas,
Okay.
or literally change the material from something that's solid like titanium to something that's flimsy like paper, so we can go through it without disrupting any type of mechanisms or any type of alarms, if that's possible.
Okay.
I think if we take our time and we work our way through methodically, we can get through it quickly. The
Hello?
only variant here, which is the big question mark, is that AI that protects their system according to what's in the reports. And it's a confirmation that it exists because you just tried to infiltrate and shut it down. So, yeah, that's what's at stake. Now, what the game plan is this, and I go over to the monitor, to the glass. I show a 3D version of the warehouse from the detailed reports, and I start to point out the areas that were of interest. And we need to pick one specifically. Then from whichever one they want to pick, we make our way to that area and go as far as we can without getting caught and find out as much information as we can. My purpose, truthfully, there is going to be as your bodyguard if we get into combat. Outside of that, it's really up to you guys to get us in, hopefully without any incident. And that's pretty much it there.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if the place has an emergency generator?
Oh, I forgot I had $50 that came to me today.
More than likely. More than likely, because of the resources they have. Obviously, if something goes wrong with their power, whatever they're sustaining there, they can't let it go without much power, without power for too long. So yeah, assume that they do have a backup generator and a pretty good one.
Now, my
Or
question: how long does it take to kick in? Sometimes it could be a couple of minutes.
Do not know. Lou, is there a delay?
No, he's got headphones in.
Yeah, not sure what's going on. All right, Lou. So the question was, the dock, the warehouse. Is it on the docks? Is it further inland? What's its exact location? Ah, okay. Right. I got it. Yeah, I see the idea.
Like Club
Yeah,
One.
and it does also have a dock itself, from what I remember.
It would have to. Okay, Lou. I try and bring up schematics of the area. What does the sewer system look like, and does any of it lead to the building, to the warehouse? So it's going to be an approach by land no matter what. Okay. I mean, I bring that up and show it to them so they can see what options they might have. It would appear that the sewer lines do not run directly to the building. So direct access from underground is not possible.
Do they have living quarters?
I would not know. I could access the schematic of the building, but I would expect that it is different from what it's listed as. Lou, I'll bring up that from the Department of Buildings, just so that it's available for people to look at. We can take a guess. I mean, it's a warehouse. They're usually just big open spaces with some offices. Hey, Lou, did you hear me?
I heard you.
Okay.
If we see patrols, we would see different people. If they're the same people for several days at a time, from video feed, we would know that they do have living quarters.
Lou, what do I get, one, from cameras external of that warehouse, not the warehouse's cameras, but in the surrounding area, whatever might be around, street, based on what's set up for traffic or other businesses or ATMs, etc.
What business is registered to this location?
That was the Harmon house.
Yeah, for the most part it's Harmon owned. There's subsidiaries, there's some shell companies, but there are the only thing that is outside where you see a crowd gathering, there are like 3 or 4 food trucks outside the fence line, you know, just parked alongside the road where dock workers are, you know, filter in and out to get their lunches and get hot food. But as far as any other businesses, like a general, like a stores or any, there's nothing. It's essentially just one giant dock, one giant, warehouse. It's dotted with warehouses with the containers.
Ever been to Hunts Point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what this layout is like.
Of
Yeah.
course.
So-
I mean, fucking, I unloaded trucks, but like I was saying,
it doesn't there's no other commerce but trucking and
Right.
shipping.
so my other.
I mean,
my other thing-
did that answer your question? Is that what you were looking for?
No. I wanted to find out. I
No,
was gonna ask.
hold on for
Sarah-
a second. I was asking Sarah. Did I answer your question, or was there something else you wanted to? Was there
Well,
something
I
else?
was asking about cameras external of the warehouse location.
Yeah,
That
I
was my
mean,
first thing.
well, that was what you saw. The 2 that were monitoring the inbound and outbound ship traffic, the 2 that were monitoring the actual dock inside the fence line, and then there were 2 that were monitoring the road, the road coming into the security gate, and then the road leading to the security gate. So it's essentially a giant L. So
All right.
if you're coming from the south, you go straight, and it makes an L-shaped turn to the left, and that's where the security gate is. It's 4 lanes. All the containers are checked by longshoremen. So there's a lot of blue collar workers there, and there is a container ship being offloaded across across that channel at another by another company.
Okay.
And there are several container ships that are docked, that are anchored offshore that you can see at varying points.
All right. The whole idea is so the footage what I did see did I get to record anything from the cameras before I had to disconnect from the
Everything
system?
that I described up until the point where you tried to access the internal systems, you were able to easily record.
Right.
Mhm.
So we have 2 views from the inside of the inside of the warehouse at wide angle.
Yes.
And we have several external views which show us the number of private security that are out there. So I play this on loop so that everybody can see it and formulate a plan. What do we see from what little I got to record of the inside of the warehouse?
I believe he's addressing you fellas.
No, I'm asking. No, Lou, I'm asking
Oh,
you. What did we
you
see?
asking me?
How am I supposed to know what I see
No,
inside?
no. I was like, wait, what do you? Okay.
Wow.
Inside the actual warehouse, all of
Oh, the
the
drugs.
all of the receiving gates are down. So in other words, there's no clear line of sight inside the warehouse. You just have your camera views from the exterior.
Okay. Is there a way you can obfuscate cameras so we can get in from the
I felt you
dock
doing that.
itself?
I felt you doing it.
From the river itself.
That would require entering the system.
To answer the question for Seraph, the answer is yes. The security, the security of the security system that they're using on the external is easy to hack.
Okay. Here's
Alright.
the thing. This location. The event's going to happen soon, correct? In a few hours.
Correct.
So my question is this: do we know if there's any trucks going to be coming or going from what we've seen from the footage from public street cameras over the last few days? If we can adjust the time frame, and if we know anything's coming, since Sage is physically oriented for this, we can actually set some explosives on it where Seraph can actually stop the light, so he gives him enough chance to put the explosive for diversion for us to get inside. Therefore, when we can get inside, since they're going to be worrying about an explosion, fire department, public people coming in, you have a chance to actually get in and try to stop the event, period.
Oh, my Lord. That was a lot.
Okay, we're expecting an arrival of something in particular at this warehouse. What is it again? Is that?
I never said anything about an arrival.
Yeah,
at
that's.
that.
I'm trying to figure out why we're going to this warehouse at this moment specifically.
Sage sees something or saw something. He's suggesting we go to this warehouse.
All right, is there anything?
Oh, when
So-
you see something, say something.
No, here's the question. If the idea was to see what was inside the warehouse,
Why not just send the drone at night? That would have been simpler.
All right. Obviously, we need to recap the prior events. These people have pretty much all their T's crossed and all their I's dotted internally. They were only able to get in as far as they were able to get in, but they weren't able to get enough information as to what they have there operating. They were able to locate the obelisk. They were able to locate a dimensional door, but that was it. That was an observation. They couldn't go any further to investigate for 3 reasons: the manpower they got, the AI obstructing their movement, and the fact that what was supposedly, according to the report, what's apparent on the schematics is not what's there. So once you go in, you're blind.
So why not create FBI profiles for us?
Because we are not to touch them at all. There is a cease and desist order. We need to do this.
It'd be nice if you let me finish.
If we do have an FBI profile, that means we're going to be going under government official.
all right. So
Great.
Spanky,
So,
what were you
and-
saying?
There's a cease and desist order across the board. No one's to touch them.
I wasn't told.
Spanky, what were you? Just suggest what you were saying.
I was suggesting that we create, well, since we have people in the group that are smart enough to hack and create profiles and get a release of the cease and assist order using either FBI, CIA, or NSA, which hopefully NSA is beyond their reach, to search for contraband because of an illegal snitch, basically. So that would
Okay.
give us free reign to walk in, show them.
So you want to? All right. So quick question. It starts with finding out how high up this cease and desist order comes from.
That's the issue. That's
If
what we
it's
need
high,
to find out.
if it's high enough, trying to deal with it, trying to even touch it will ring alarms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looking
And it
into
comes
it,
from
Looking-
very high up.
and I'm
because-
going to be honest, looking for it will ring alarms, guaranteed. Just looking into it is going to ring alarms. Like, who's looking into this?
Yes. This is the reason we need to go in without being noticed, without being found, and being able to do it in a timely fashion where we can get as much information as we can. Now,
All right. So I
the
can
only reason I
definitely.
suggested it, hold on. The only reason I suggested it was because the prior reports, one, and the events that are happening now. I'm just saying it could be a
Look,
dead end.
So okay, I can definitely mess with the external cameras, but once you're inside, you're on your own. Who's going inside? Obviously,
Oh.
you, Sage.
Well, that's just
So
We're
in
gonna need
character, yes, I can rearrange what the cameras see.
no. Well, in character, I'm saying we all need to go in. Well, I don't know about you particularly. I don't know if you can stay out
Who's the
external or
stealthiest?
not.
Who's the
Huh?
stealthiest? Who's the person who has who's the stealthiest person in our group?
Does Id have anything to add? I'm curious if he's even awake.
He's reading his memorandum. You have the right.
I'm still here. I'm
He's like,
listening.
I have the right to remain silent. If I choose.
I plead
He's
the
reading
fifth.
himself his own rights.
I plead the fifth.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure. Please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt any more than that.
There's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. We all need to work together for this to succeed. That means Morgan and
Who is
the
the
AI.
stealthy?
So Lou, as this happens, out of my bag, I'm gonna pull out some water, refreshing air spray water. My skin.
No,
So what are we gonna do?
Hey,
you're
Lou.
gonna need to work the electronic angle.
Lou.
You need.
Yes, Seraph.
Remember when I tried previously to do the neural connection
Bathroom.
with Patch,
Correct.
and it was overload?
Yes.
Reviewing what I did and what went wrong
Mm-hmm.
is simply I was loading too much information at once.
Yes.
So if
Well,
I reduce the stream,
What
Alright, go
what
ahead.
I will say is that is one hypothesis. The problem that you specifically will have is that in order for you to know for sure, you have to do it more than once.
Right. Because I have an idea. And I look at Morgan and I say,
Well, Morgan's not
normally-
here, so just give it a sec.
what, the Spanky wander off?
He went to go
Go
went to go
pee.
potty.
Went to go. Yeah,
He went to go make boom boom.
yeah.
Yeah, because he just peed like a half hour ago.
So why don't we take a moment and wait for him to show up?
Will our heroes make it through the warehouse in time?
Wow.
Will our heroes die from boredom for Sage's over-explanation?
I'm not over-explaining anything. It's you guys who need to decide whether you want to or not.
A decision must
And
be
then how to get
made.
in.
Will it make meaningful contribution to this plan?
Will it speak up ever?
Find
Who
out
knows?
next time on Heroes Unlimited Z.
Well, Lou,
Yes.
actually, Lou, I suggest Girl from Ipanema.
Ah,
No, you did not.
So I look at you, Morgan, and I say, wait, what's your last name again?
Cornwallis.
Cornwallis.
I look at you and I
Bah.
say, Morgan
Cornhole?
Cornwallis.
I thought it was cornhole.
All right, one at a time, please.
So I look at you and I say, Morgan Cornwallis. You are aware of neural linking with
Yes.
machines. I've
Yeah.
attempted this once before, but it did not go well. I think with you, it might be better. How much do you know of this technology?
I wrote a thesis on it.
Dang!
I wrote a thesis on it. Most of it is
Theoretical.
theoretical. Yeah, you go.
Well, I have tried it once already. I know that the possibility of it exists.
He's like, you've tried it.
That's good to know that mankind is moving a lot faster now. Since I feel most of them are idiots.
Oh Lord.
And since mankind created you, I am happy.
I don't think that's contributing to the discourse of this conversation, but go on.
I can attempt to apply what I know to assist in a neural link.
Then let us start working on this immediately.
Okay.
And I form well, I guess there's a terminal right there, right? Lou?
Mhm, sure.
I just open up the terminal and provide the information that I have thus far, which is based on Adolfo. What's your other character's name?
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, Dr. Vanderbilt, yes.
Okay.
What I know from Dr. Vanderbilt, what I know of the capabilities I have available. How do I not have that in my notes? Oh, there it is, yes.
Why do I have proud spice?
So you see what little I've got access to of Dr. Vanderbilt's information on neural mapping of human consciousness for transfer from broken bodies. But I'm looking to do something simpler, obviously. I'm not trying to fully transfer human consciousness, but simply create a telemental link, which exists as a technology, but how would you let that work, Lou? The technology exists.
So what I will say is their practical applications are still in its infancy at this point. The information that Morgan receives as you're reading it, you're finding you're looking at it and like, okay, so this makes sense, this doesn't. So you're essentially deconstructing it as you're reading it, finding that it is interesting and that he has a particular methodology that is fascinating, but his approach is very rudimentary, and it's done so purposefully because he has to do it through trial and error, and he has no human test subjects just yet. It's all theoretical, and he's made some strides practically, but despite his vast wealth, and he is wealthy, he still does not have the resources necessary to construct something so elaborate as to transfer human consciousness just yet. He's still in the process of mapping the human brain, which is proving a lot more difficult than people truly understand. And by mapping, I mean on a more cellular level. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adolfo. That was exactly what Vanderbilt was doing.
Yeah,
All right. So
that's exactly what it was. Pretty much
So-
mapping out the brain detail by detail.
All right. So what I do add to this data, to this data stream for Morgan to see, is how my mechanolink works, because that's what I use primarily to connect with the battle suit. So that's our way of neural linking thus far. But can it be applied to a human being without
the actual ability that
right
between him and Dr. Acosta?
Right.
The answer to that is you don't know yet.
Well, that's why I'm providing
no,
information
I'm talking to I'm putting this in the framework of the way Morgan is looking at this, and again, we're in uncharted, natural genius territory. So all of it seems like it could work, but there is also the chance that a massive feedback loop could result in the death of the test subject.
Oh, yeah. I have a quick question. I'm going to propose an idea about using the bioelectrical devices that they use for handicapped people that are paraplegic, where they can think and the computer can translate everything into words.
Okay.
Can you use the basis and premise of that to try to assist in his neural link? Because in essence, it is a neural link, just at a basic level. So that way we can get some assistance.
Well, that's
That's
actually where the application originated from.
That's at its most rudimentary level. What you're talking about is extraordinarily complex links that are set up. Now the issue is, without understanding the tolerances of the test subject, you won't know until you actually test it. You can run through a million simulations a million times, but the actual the practical application is where the rubber meets the road, if I'm going to use that euphemism.
So Lou, with that in mind, I am able to actively in real time monitor what's happening. So if I start at the lowest possible setting of electrical impulse transfer, so as to not fry the brain of the person I'm trying it with, that's the test, and gradually increase it by very small amounts.
Okay, so
this can be done while traveling.
The end result is to do what?
To create a neural link between myself and Morgan Cornwallis.
Okay. With the goal of using him as your conduit?
With the goal of him being able to use his brain through my tech.
Okay.
to achieve significantly better results on the tech side of things.
Okay.
In other words, Ghost in the Machine.
No, I got it. Thank you for mansplaining.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm very woke. Anyway,
So we get.
Sheriff does
So
that.
our entry point's going to be through the river.
Virus alert.
So our entry point is going to be through the river. I guess I could call you. What do I call you?
You may call me Seraph. That is my designation.
All right, Seraph. I guess I would say pleasure to meet you. So our entry point's going to be through the river.
Since
it
Gabe
looks-
is not here, does everybody know that he was looking for a person named Seraph?
I don't think
no.
so. No. Wait, no, that's not true. Morgan would. Morgan and Id would know.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I would know also.
Yep.
Has anybody spoken to Gabe in a while?
No. Not
I
since that
have
last time.
not. I know he's in my Saturday game, but I haven't played that in a few weeks.
I have a quick question, though.
Yes.
Since now we see the warehouse, I'm going to remember back to when we saw the image of my family being tortured.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look similar to this?
As I described it, no, because you only have you're only looking at the external.
But that
Any
might,
warehouse can be done that way, so yeah.
I mean, that might actually be useful. Once you die, you might actually know the layout.
And
Well,
it-
you can try and match it up to what little bit of data I had from seeing. You said I saw the cameras were wide angle. Are they seeing the outside of the warehouse, Lou, or are they
Yes.
seeing the inside?
No, the
Okay.
outside.
So there's no view
So
of the
if
inside.
they would be perched on on security poles.
Mm-hmm.
So they're at maybe a 30 degree downward angle.
Okay. All right. Well,
uh,
so I look at Morgan and I say, "Would you like to test the idea?"
sure. But I have one more thing.
Call my
Mr.
mom.
Johnson,
Yes,
you have mental capabilities, correct?
I do.
Can you astral project?
I feel like you don't even know me. How long have we been together?
I'm just curious because I didn't read. I don't know all of your capabilities. So
That's
I'm asking, do you know
hilarious.
how to astral project?
Yeah. Last time I recall, I can astral project. I think
Because I
I
remember you
trust
said
you.
you're meditating, and I didn't know if you just passing gas or anything. So if you can
Yikes.
you check the layout of the location, please? So that way we have a better format of everything. While I work with Robo Acosta, and we see what happens.
That's a good idea. I was going to suggest it, but they might have some kind of psychic defense.
We're not gonna know till you poke.
It'll be a painful poke, but sure, I can check it out.
There we go.
But I'm gonna need somebody to watch my body while I do this.
You're here with us.
Obviously,
Not trying to
you would
catch
do it
fire
all.
a second time.
And then I'm gonna work with Seraph.
Which means I will immediately create a helmet on his head, at the very least, and I'll just be standing there,
Okay.
basically palming his head. Basically, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then,
Mark and remember.
I am Xavier.
Yeah, at this moment, you really are. Yeah.
And you are actually wearing Cerebro.
Okay. So is that what you're going to do, Id?
That is what I am going to do.
All right.
Y'all pray for me. This might not end well.
Okay, so let's.
As he's going, I'm gonna ask, is anyone
What is praying?
Right.
It is a form of
This is my first
to a
time.
hired being.
It's a form of hope. Don't worry about it.
This is my first time seeing him do this, right?
Yes.
I didn't know the cop. I didn't know the cop had psionic abilities, but I know he did tell me he had psionic abilities.
No, he did not.
He did not. Okay.
As far as I remember, he didn't.
I thought he told me when we were in the car on the way to the museum.
No.
That one time.
Okay.
And his partner was like, "No, I'm just here."
Before I go to id, does anybody else have anything else that they want to do or say before I do id? And that didn't sound right.
Pause.
That did not.
Will not be doing anything.
Oh,
that
when he
did-
makes the helmet for my head, I'm going to ask him to show me a schematic of it. So that way, in case I might be able to add anything to it to make it better.
Okay.
A schematic of the design that you're looking at right now, based on what Dr.
So since
Uh-huh.
I'm going to see what I can
Dr.
add
Vanderbilt.
to it, and then
Vanderbilt.
I'm going to see what I can add to Vanderbilt's work, so that way he can make it better. Well, I can design it better, so that way when he puts it on my head, I don't fry.
Yeah, and since I'm looking at what he's working on, I can change it on the fly.
Okay.
And the GSTF gets to see this too, so they're getting a look at advanced technology. I'm gonna have to wipe their files.
Psionic
Nice.
technology.
All right. What
Very much so.
is
No looky loos.
is
No,
Mr. Patel engaging in anything? I don't want to leave anybody out.
No, I'm
Just
I'm
observing.
No, I'm observing. I'm watching. I'm
He's
watching
just
the
like,
top of
holy
this
shit,
one
you can do
paper.
what? Holy shit, you can do that? You guys are awesome.
I don't say that.
And you forgot the Indian accent.
I don't.
No, he's
I'm
from New York,
I
so
don't have
I
any
don't want to do blah, 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 blah. All right, so
Not
Id,
up.
you sit and you focus,
If
concentrate.
you want, wait. Okay, before we continue, does Sage need me right now?
No.
Then I'll catch Id's body and watch her.
Well, everybody's sitting, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would be sitting on the floor. I don't just do it and just fall over. I sit down.
All right.
Sometimes underneath a burning tree.
You enter into the plane. Doing
Call
so,
it in space.
You see Tattoo when he says deplane, deplane. I'm sorry.
you come out. Yikes. Oh boy. All right. You
Stop. Comedy's not your thing. Seriously.
Really, it's not.
yikes. All right.
That's lose bag.
Now, once you exit your body, and 1 second, this is going to stop. You're weightless. You're almost formless. You can see yourself. You can see the astral images of everyone sitting in the chair, with the exception of Seraph. He appears similar to the Seraph of the Matrix. It's a golden light that's shimmering, whereas everyone else is a spectral version of themselves. To your northwest, so directly ahead and to the left, there's a brilliant purplish white light that is pulsing with waves of energy. That direction you knew was where I can't remember his name.
Davi's sister.
Yes. No, his
Amrita?
hero name.
Amrita.
Theory's
Theory.
Theory's sister is being quarantined. We'll say quarantined. The thing about everything in this place, it feels charged. There's this is not going to stop you from traveling to where you need to go. I'm just explaining to you what you're feeling in this moment. The air.
I'm not supercharged like that one time. am I?
No, not like that. It's almost as if you have your tongue on a battery, on a 9-volt battery. It's like but it's permeating your entire body, and you can see it. It's barely touching and emanating from, barely touching everyone else around, even though they show no outward signs of it affecting them in the real world. You leave this place and you shoot straight up to head towards the the warehouse. As you do, once you clear the building, the entire sky is filled with rolling black clouds, and this baleful green lightning is just arcing through it. This is not normal, clearly. This fills you with a sense of dread. And because this cloud extends, and that thunder extends for as far as your eye can see, left and right. Now the clouds themselves, they're in the atmosphere, so you can fly as high as maybe a quarter mile up before you get near them. So that's not going to stop you. Assuming that you're going to continue to go, as you're flying off, all along the ground, there's this white mist as you're flying over bodies, these small bodies of water, these pieces of land. You can see the after images of cars, because the electronics and inanimate objects that that have electronics in them, they emanate a specific light. It's almost yellowish, and it's like that white snow from the old TVs, but it's yellow. So you can see them dotted throughout the landscape. As you fly, you almost instantaneously get to where the warehouse is, and from that angle, as you're getting towards it, all along the roof, you can see lines and circles, and you can see it at the center of the roof. There's what looks like not a basin, but it's a from that heightened distance, it looks like an ink splotch. As you get closer and one of the arcs of lightning flares up, it takes on a slick sheen, and you can feel yourself being pulled towards it. Not to where you can't resist it, but you can feel, like you stop maybe about 100 yards from where the top of that roof is. And you can see all that along the top of the roof, and you can feel the pull of this thing. Looking at it, looking around it, you can see that this is a spot where, as your eyes trace, go upwards, seems to be the spot where those clouds and that lightning are being generated from. Your instinct is not to go closer, but that doesn't mean that you can't go closer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a fear, an apprehensive fear response. That fight or flight response is starting to tick. Like starting to eat at the edges of your brain. Like, what are you doing? Get away, get away! But you're still conscious. You still have free will. You can do whatever you want. I'm just explaining how this environment is making you feel.
Well, despite feeling apprehensive, I know the mission must go on. And I can't really breathe like this, but I act in a manner as if I'm taking a deep breath and steel myself and go towards what's pulling me.
Okay. You guys, as Seraph, as you're monitoring, and the rest of you as you're observing him, he seems to start taking deep breaths. His breathing pattern starts to change. You notice, Seraph, that his serotonin levels are starting to rise. His brain activity is starting to increase, and he is he's subtly shivering. His core temperature has gone down about 1.5 degrees. And you would notice the small ticks, Morgan. You notice the sheen of sweat that's starting to bud along the edges of his scalp. There's a bead that's quietly making its way down his ears, down his left ear, as he's still in his meditative trance. Now, for the memories, I'm not going to do that. Now, you head in closer. What's the flight speed of astral projection? I just assumed that you can fly it.
Sonic flight.
It's
about Mach 1. I
Okay.
can't remember if it increases with
Sonic flight.
level, but I know it's at least Mach 1.
all right.
It's as fast as sonic flight.
That's totally fine. Now, which is, it's triggering my memories. I don't remember everything about the freaking game, but I knew you can get there extraordinarily quick. So you got there virtually in an instant, in the blink of an eye. And the question is now, how fast are you moving towards? You're still 100 yards away, so it's 300 feet. As a matter of fact, you're 100 yards at that angle, and you're about 500 feet away.
All right.
If you go in at an angle, it's 100 yards, but if you go down and across, it's about 500 feet.
I'm gonna go down and across.
Okay. Once you get to street level, assuming it's street level, yes. And how are you entering? Are you just going into the building? I want to be as specific. I want you to tell me as specific as you can picture it in your head how you're entering this building, how you're entering the grounds, and I will describe everything that you're seeing. When you get to the ground level, that's the street on the outside of the building, unless you're telling me you're inside the fence line.
All right. I'm gonna stay outside. the fence
Am I
line
making
for a
you
second.
nervous?
I am a little nervous. So I'm scanning before I go in. I'm scanning the area.
Okay. The visual I described everything to you. You can see the astral forms of those day workers. The yellowish light that's emanating from the trucks, from the food trucks. You know, it's not bright, but you can see pockets of electronics that are in there. There are at least 24 folk that are out milling about, and coming and going. They all have their IDs. They're going in through a security checkpoint that's not attached to the trucks. The dock, the way that the trucks go in. I can't find words. My brain thesaurus is not working right now.
The dock.
But yeah.
What are words?
What are words? But peppered amongst them, amongst those folks, are at least 4 that do not register with an astral presence. You just see their bodies.
Amongst those folks, or at least
Spank,
somebody needs to mute.
Yeah, please mute yourself if you have external stuff going on. 2 of them are at the food truck. 2 of them are walking in. Those 2 walk into the Harmon warehouse. The others are going. They have to go past the Harmon warehouse to go to their assigned duties. But for the most part, they're not entering the warehouse. The 2 of the 4 that I described without an aura are heading into the warehouse.
All right. I'm gonna follow one of the 2 into the warehouse.
Okay.
The fact that they're not registering does not sit well with me, and they might be leading to something.
This starts out really loud. It's weird.
I'm not gonna scan their minds just yet. Just gonna follow them for a little.
Open your mind, Quaid.
And my sixth sense doesn't go off, does it?
Unfortunately, your sixth sense is more of a physical reaction. In the astral plane, you won't have access. That's not a sense that you have access to. Okay, so here's how I look at it, and your hms are probably right in the sense. if I'm going to describe your sixth sense, if it is in fact working, was triggered the moment you got within visual range. So when you hit that 100 yards and you saw everything you saw, you know this is dangerous. So if I'm going to go back a little and reset what I said, that apprehension, that fear response, that fight or flight, that was your sixth sense.
That was your spider sense tingling.
That was your sixth sense. So you're not gonna get a seventh sense.
Right.
All right. You follow the second.
there's-
The first one walks in. The second one's at the gate. He buzzes himself in. You can hear it as he go, and you fly in. Once you get to, how far behind him are you going to be? I want to again. Here's the reason why I'm asking these questions. It's not because I'm trying to set you up to die. I could have done that a million times already. It's that
Yeah.
I want you to tell
Yes,
me
you are.
how close you are to him, how high, how far back are you,
I'm gonna hang back about 30 feet.
Okay. Once he buzzes in and walks into the warehouse door and shuts it, here's the issue. You can't see past the walls of this warehouse. Normally, structures are semi-translucent to where you can see people in their astral forms to a degree. Maybe not with the clarity of you being able to see them in full view, like if they were out in the open. But once he opens the door and closes it, he disappears from your sight.
Okay, I have another
Which is
question about.
why I asked you how far back you were.
Okay, I have another question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if astral projection allows me to do this,
Mhm.
but since my physical body seems to be reacting just a little bit.
You don't know
Am I
that your
even
physical
knowing?
body's reacting.
Okay, I don't know, but would I be able to whisper like a small sentence out loud? Like I'm thinking out loud in my astral projection and my physical body reacts by saying that.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an opportunity to utilize that as a new ability, but it's going to cost you twice as much ISP as your astral projection.
Ooh.
Because you're essentially using your tether to speak through your body, which is something you've never tried.
He's just leveled up, Sensei.
And because psionics is woefully underpowered, I'm going to give you that chance to do it.
That's 16.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll utilize that.
Okay.
And I mention out loud, what I'm witnessing. The four beings that don't have
Okay.
astral forms,
So-
and the fact that I can't see into this building.
Everyone's
Not
so intent on monitoring you. The moment you speak is like, holy shit, what the fuck? Psst, psst, psst. Morgan pees on himself. Gabi shits. No, I'm just kidding. But it takes you, it shocks you guys because he's never done that before. But he's slowly talking.
Has he done that before?
No,
Has
he's
he
never
done
done.
that before? Is
So-
that something he's done before?
No, I normally
Ga-
would speak through my
Gavi's,
telepathy.
I'm sorry. I can't remember your fucking name. For some.
Abby.
Theory
Abby.
is saying, has he done that before to the group? Abby's the one who's like, what the fuck? Are you there? She rushes to him and grabs him and starts shaking him. It's like, what's wrong? Is everything okay?
Well, what did you whisper? What did you say?
I whispered, there seems to be some beings that don't register as having astral forms like everything else normally has. And this building, I can't see into.
Abby turns.
I'm
She's
not-
like, what
I'm
does
not
that mean?
responding to your
What does
questions,
that
I'm just
mean?
saying
What are
that-
you looking at?
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm
you're-
not responding. I'm just
Morgan
saying
is
this
muted.
out loud.
I'm gonna be like, no, stop. I'm gonna try to, don't move him.
She lets
He
go.
might not be able to find his way back. In other words, you might kill him.
She's like, oh shit. Okay. So, Are you in trouble? Are you okay?
I don't think he'll be okay with you yelling in his ear like that.
I approach Abby and I go, right now he can't hear you.
She
The fact
looks.
that
She looks at you. She's like, he can't.
no.
She
Ignore him. He doesn't know
she
any
leans
precise
in
knowledge.
to the side of his head. It's like, can you hear me?
He's not in his body.
It's like,
Just to be funny, I know my partner, so I whisper also.
here's the thing, though.
I can't hear you
right now.
Abby, be chill.
Hold on for a second. Right now,
That's cool.
at this stage of you developing this ability, you can only communicate. You can only speak. You can't hear anything. You hear mumbles.
No, that's what he's saying.
What he
No,
said, he said he knows. He said he knows that.
telling her
Oh,
now.
okay, I got you. And she's like,
I
oh,
can't hear you.
I don't. She's like, oh, I don't think he can hear us.
You think?
Wow. Yeah.
She's like, well,
How about beer?
What the hell? What?
As that happens, I'm gonna pull out a notepad.
Wait, hold on.
And communicate.
Yeah, so Abby just heard the magic word, beer.
It was just like, oh, fuck you. So somebody, anybody know what's happening right now?
I mean, he's trying to. I think he's trying to communicate to us somehow.
So he says he can't see inside some things about no astral form. What does that even mean?
It means he's not. His soul has left his body, and I guess.
Well, I gathered that, Einstein. I'm just trying to understand what he's talking about.
Well, and he can see things differently in that particular existence. He's mentioning this as a specific that he can't see something. So
Okay.
that's obviously not a good thing.
So continue, Id. I'm sorry.
All right. After I express that to them, I try to follow the one being that I was 30 feet behind. I try to follow him into the building.
Okay. Once you cross through the structure, you guys on the other end, the first one to notice is Seraph because he's actively monitoring his vitals. Second would be Morgan because of his high degree of perception. And then everyone else, subsequently, a few seconds later. He immediately starts to hyperventilate. His core temperature is dropping, and the hyperventilation is helping him to pump more blood through his body and raise it. So it's essentially fighting the lowering of his body temp. His brain, his cerebral cortex is firing at approximately 85%, whereas normal humans, they don't fire anywhere near that. And when he entered the astral plane, it was about half of this. And this is for Seraph. When you cross over, you feel the floor. It's like you walk through. It's like someone pushed you, right? You know when someone pushes you in the back and you stumble to catch yourself. You never had to do this before, but you do. You're here. You're just like, you can feel everything around you. There's a sense. You can feel your senses. You can smell. You can taste. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm just trying to convey how your character's senses are being reactivated. It's almost as if they teleported your body here, because you can see yourself. Your normally translucent hands, they start filling in with color. Just, from the edges of your vision, you can see the color coming back into your arms, into your fingertips. Then you start feeling the ambient temperature of this place. It's cold. abnormally cold. Almost as if you're in a refrigerated meat locker. So you start to shiver, but you also notice that you're completely naked. You're like, at first you're just like, I have no dick, but then the color starts coming back into it.
Okay, this is me, or is this Seraph?
No, this is you.
Okay, I heard you say Seraph.
No.
Okay, this is very
Well, no dick.
weird. This is I feel like Dr. Manhattan all of a sudden. Without
Actually,
all
you
the,
know what? That's it. That would be similar in that regards.
Actually, you saw all of Dr. Manhattan's dick in that movie.
Let's not go there, please.
All right. To the
somebody
left, to your
somebody had to make that.
right. Seriously, when you reorient, you looking through this vast space. When you guys first went to this place, there was an office to the right. That's where the German, someone observed the German guy. Then there was conveyor belts. There was machinery. There were loading bays that extended to the end of this actual building, which is pretty far. All throughout, you can see crates. You can see crates, things covered up in tarps. And there are people milling about, just unloading things, taking stuff out of boxes that are covered in sheets. And for right now, no one has seemed to notice you. But you're literally out in the open. To your left, there's a stack of crates that are about 10 feet high. To the right, there's that office with the glass window. But there's no one in it currently. The door is ajar and it swings inward. But you're literally in the lane where people behind you is the door, and then in front of you is the walkway to get into the actual loading dock.
Well,
the only thing that doesn't register is your breath.
okay. Am I still floating in the air?
No, you are not. You're on. Your feet are firmly planted.
First thing I'm gonna do is get behind something, a wall.
There's a stack of crates to your left, covered in a tarp.
I am going to jump behind a stack of crates and immediately look around for a trench coat or something to wrap myself up.
A trench coat, he says. The answer to that is a resounding no. Your mandangle is still out. You are completely butt naked.
Is there a blanket or?
I like to call it my dangling participant.
This is
some cloth.
Just the tarp that's covering whatever it's covering that's stacked.
All right, I'm gonna pull the tarp off as best I can and try to make a makeshift dress.
Okay, like a toga.
Yeah, a toga. That's what. Wrap this thing around me because I'm feeling a little exposed. It's kind of cold in here. Nobody needs to see that. Or do they?
Or do they?
Hey now.
Let's see. Do I still see that guy that I was following in here?
A shrinkage.
No. The reason why I'm saying no is not that he made any duck and cover moves, but the entire ordeal took you out of observation mode and into this what's happening to me mode. So by the time you regained your senses, he was gone.
Well, this will be fun. All right, time to use some good old-fashioned detective skills. And of course, I don't have prowl.
What?
Do not have prowl.
Eat him!
I mean, I don't, but that makes sense for my character. But you don't? That's weird.
cops don't. He's a detective. They don't prowl. They shoot you. They don't ask questions.
No. The boys in blue shoot you. Detectives kind of like.
I wasn't a detective when I started this. I was just a regular cop.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and that's why you don't have prowl.
So, what are you doing? Because the sound starts to buzz in your ear.
What is this sound? What is it? Is it like a psychic sound or is it like a loud
No,
sound?
it's an actual sound.
Okay. I'm going to look around to see where I can locate where that sound is coming from.
It's echoing everywhere.
Is it mechanical in nature?
It sounds mechanical, but you can hear the sound of those voices are starting to pierce through it.
Like that shit. I'm in the middle of this warehouse. Is there an office within eyesight of me?
You mean like the one I described?
Yes. How far away is it?
It's about 20 feet away, and you have to cross line of sight in order to get to it. In other words, you're behind the crate. If you're imagining it facing forward, you're behind this stack of crates with your makeshift toga. The door is to your right. The door from the outside is to your right, about 15 feet away. They've made it makes a natural pathway that extends about 6 feet from the door to your left. Directly ahead of you is the office with a glass enclosure. So it's a door it's a door that's framed with a big glass window, but everything is glass.
Is there like a fire alarm anywhere near me?
There is one right next to the door.
All right. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a little bit of a distraction. I am going to use my telekinesis to pull the fire alarm.
Okay. How much ISP do you have remaining?
I have 84 ISP remaining.
Okay.
Telekinesis. I don't know what I use it for. About 10. It'll cost me about 10.
Okay. So you easily flip that. Once you flip it, now what?
I observe and see if everybody is distracted or their eyesight is removed from the area I plan on running to the door.
Okay. So you peek. You can see at least 4 figures running towards, not running, but moving quickly towards you. Not you, but in your direction.
All right. As I see them come towards me, I'm gonna slink around the crates,
Okay.
opposite whichever direction they're coming.
Alrighty. And once you do that, first thing you see directly in front of you is a body. That body is a shriveled husk, but when you do that and you just happen to glance up, you can see the same person that looks like the person that's in that body. It's an exact duplicate of that person, but healthy and walking towards the door. He has this huge one of those industrial wrenches as he's walking towards the door with his compatriots. And you can hear them arguing, but as they're speaking, they're not speaking English. It sounds like a guttural type of Arabic. And I realize that I'm doing it. A severe disjustice. Unjustice, or...
Durka.
Yeah. Durka.
He did it
Muhammad
worse.
Jihad. Okay.
And they're sitting in front of the door.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're messing with the mechanism, and you can hear a banging from the outside. One of them opens it up, and you can see someone standing outside the door. He's like, "Is everything all right? We need everybody out. Everyone needs to get out." They're going back and forth on, "Don't worry about it. It's a false alarm." He's like, "No." You can see from his uniform he's a security guard. So finally, the worker with the wrench relents, and then he turns, and he nods to his folk. As about 10 of them finally file out. The 2 out of the 10 are the ones without the aura. The one with the wrench that the husk resembled is also the one of the 2 that had no aura.
Right, and they all filed out.
They all file out. The security guard, he's on his radio. You can see he's talking as the door finally closes.
Right, and nobody's left here to see me.
No.
All right, I make my way to the office.
Streaking.
Okay.
I got a toga on.
Now, once you leave from this position, I'm not going to hit the alarm again. Just assume that it's there. As you go to stand, your entire body feels stiff from cold. You ever stay in one position for a long time and then try to suddenly stand up? You get that all over body cramp. It's not debilitating, but it's painful, and it's accompanied with cold that you shouldn't be feeling. You can see the tips of your fingers turning blue.
I'm definitely freaking out just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You head to the office. The door is open. Describe for me what you're doing.
All right. First, I look around in there to see if there's like any clothes just lying around, like somebody left a gym bag or some shit.
You see a what do they call it? A smock hanging from a hook.
A smock. I guess I grab that and put that on.
Okay. It offers cover, but very little warmth, at least initially.
All right.
Now?
What else is in this office? Is there a computer, security cameras, files?
There you can see a computer. There is a desk computer. There's there are 3 file cabinets, 3 5-drawer file cabinets. There is a futon on the opposite side of the room. Some lamps, no pictures, no frames, nothing to indicate that anyone even cares to do any sort of decorating in this room. Is extraordinary. It's very clean for being not so clean. Not so clean being that it's, it's seen years, but it's not no one's taken ownership.
It's not personalized.
Boom. Thank you, sir.
Are there any like hiding spots or escape routes besides the door I came in?
No.
Okay. Well,
Not from this space. There's the door that you came in, and then there's from where you're facing now to the right that takes you further into the warehouse.
All right. I'm going to search the file cabinets.
Okay. Once you attempt to open them, they're locked.
Of course they are. Assuming there's a desk in here, I'll check the desk to see if there's a key or something.
Okay. You open up the drawers. There's a small sliding drawer where where you keep pencils and pens and shit. That opens up. There is a key ring, but they're larger keys. They're not file cabinet keys that you can see. There's some notepads, pens, pencils. The actual drawer to the left. There are 2 drawers. Those are also locked.
I'm not gonna have time to test all these damn key rings.
Roll
Said there are
perception.
no. Okay. Perception.
Just as you're fumbling around, you catch out of the top of your eye the door starts to the door from the outside is swinging open.
All right, I'm gonna try to hide under the desk.
Okay. Should have said that quicker because they saw you. No, I'm just kidding.
Of course they did.
You hide under the desk and you can hear some voices because the door is still open and you never closed it behind you into the office because you never described it. Again, I'm going to assume only by so much.
Fair
You
enough.
can hear you can hear a man just yelling, turn that bloody alarm off and find out how this happened. He's like, where is everyone? Is the security guard forced us to leave, sir. I need everyone back in here to work. We have precious little time. Now get to it. Get them back in here now. I'll deal with the security. And you can't see him, but you can hear, sir, is everything all right? Sir? You can hear the door open. And from under the desk, you see 2 really, they look like Italian shoes as they step over the threshold into the room. Sir? From behind him. Oh, yes. Everything's fine. And he shuts the door, shutting you in. Now you can't hear any voices, just muffled.
Oh, I'm trapped. I will try. Do I want to reach back out to the group? I haven't really found anything substantial, but this is kind of suspicious. I will use telepathy to try to read the British sounding dude's
Isn't it it's line of sight, so you have to see this person.
Is it line of sight? Damn.
It is.
It is.
All right.
Remember that much.
Is there a window outside?
No.
Damn it.
I don't know. I'm window averse in this game. I'm not sure why. But
I didn't mean window outside the building. I meant just outside looking into the warehouse.
yeah, it's a glass enclosed office. So, what's a good way to explain this? It was built. So up to about 3 feet is where the framing is, and then there's just glass. There's glass, just big giant glass windows. So anyone that's sitting at that desk can see everyone that goes by. So it is clear glass. Problem is you can't hear any voices now because the door was closed. So
And I can't see him.
you would have to come out from under the desk.
All right. I'm gonna peek from under the desk. I'm not gonna pull my whole body out.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think I printed it here, so I can. You don't have stealth, yes?
I do not.
Okay.
Whack-a-mole.
So we're gonna do the base
That's a good
stealth
idea.
roll, and I have that perception. That I think I have that here.
25?
Is it 20? It's 25. This is a physical skill, yes?
Yep.
Why isn't that here?
Want me to roll a D100?
Yes, sir.
Deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Okay. You don't know that you don't, well, it's prowl, yeah, so it's 25, yeah. Okay. I was looking for stealth instead of prowl. Now, yeah, wrong game. You
get it more specific. Oh.
Doesn't matter. He still failed the roll. Now, you peek out. You can see him, and he's talking. You can see him talking to one of his guys. You don't know if he notices you. And there's nothing. There's nothing to indicate that he's seen you. So now what?
Now I will still try to read his mind.
Okay. His surface thoughts. You can. As soon as you try to penetrate his mind, you can feel it, and you can feel him block you. And he immediately turns and looks in your direction. You duck. I don't have to ask you if you're not ducking, because that is
because I definitely was about to duck.
Yeah. That's just an autonomic response. You immediately duck, but you can hear and then the door, he turns the knob, and the door slowly opens. And
Kamehameha him.
I know you're in here.
No, you don't.
Yourself.
Yes, I do say that telepathically.
No, you don't.
And I try, and saying that, I tried to cancel my astral projection, which I assume is going to fail.
Now, canceling your astral projection is doable, extraordinarily painful. Here's why. Once you try to pull yourself back into your body, you can feel everything that happened to you undo itself. And in undoing itself, you're racked with that pain. As you're pulling away from the building, you can see him, like you're pulling away from it to following your tendril back to your body. He's looking directly at you as you pull out of the building. And you slam into your body, and you guys are like, what the? He's just like, ah! Abby's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Are you okay?
I'm looking down at my hands and feet and like, what? And I'm feeling myself. Feeling myself.
Put your stuff together, boy.
So I just simply register his vitals and say,
It was almost as if he was at the point where Reyes was, where he was on the precipice of, from his vital statistics, he was on the precipice of an aneurysm.
Total meltdown.
So you come out and you're like, you're coughing even though you shouldn't be. She reaches up and she's just like, you can see her take out a handkerchief, and she immediately plugs your nose because now you feel the warmth from the blood.
I thank her, obviously.
Since
I've
seen that happen before,
she looks at you. She's like, "What the fuck happened?"
First, I'm gonna try to stand up.
Standing is difficult. Standing is extraordinarily difficult. Your equilibrium is you're completely off balance, but you manage.
I put my hand on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. I put my hand on his shoulder and telling him, "Just relax, take it easy."
Okay.
From the looks of it, looks like you had a really rough encounter. Get yourself together first.
I'm gonna take a deep breath and try to explain what happened as I tried to enter the warehouse.
Okay. He goes into his detail and regales everything that he encountered, which is what we just did. So there's no need for him to say it over.
Mhm.
Now you guys, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
So it does seem that that place is the event.
See, it seems like it. I don't know how to really describe what I just felt. That shit shouldn't have happened.
You encountered some kind of anomaly while you were in that place that severely interfered with your psionic abilities.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
it looks like they've got themselves ready for everything. They've got counter, tech, they've got counter magic, they've got counter psionics. It looks like also now.
It's like, wait. Abby's just like, wait. But this is, you've done this before. She's looking at, she hits you on the shoulder. But you've done this before. Of course they're gonna be ready. You did this before, right? You told me you did this before?
Yes, but I didn't expect anything like that. It was like I was actually there.
What do you mean, like they're there? Like you weren't like some ghost?
Like physically there, yes. Like flesh and blood.
Say, is that even possible?
I didn't know.
Not a normal thing.
No, that is not a normal thing as far as I know.
I don't know.
Not in anything I've ever read.
Psionic abilities like that. So that's what I'm asking.
I mean, in the lore that I've learned, that I don't ever recall coming across anything like that.
I don't either. And there was like a intense sense of cold.
Nah.
I know that there is technology that does such things to people with super abilities. This seems like another means which was similar.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's a combination of things. I don't think it's only tech, but I think it's also it's in rituals. He mentioned there were lines and circles and stuff like that on coming into the area. So this is a focal point.
It sounds as if sneaking in there will not be easy.
Sneaking in there.
Well, I never said it
probably
was
not.
going to be.
Sneaking in there is probably out of the door, man. Unless we have like a distraction going in.
Why not?
It seems like some people in there can sense.
But it sounds as if the element of surprise is now lost.
No, not yet. Not entirely. What do you want to say, Morgan?
I was saying, why not get a bunch of drones, tie some dynamite to it with a nice fuse, and just go in there?
Dude, why is your first answer always
Explosions.
blow it all? You sound like Mad Stan from Batman Beyond.
Guys, Napoleon throws it.
What's wrong?
Napoleon from Bill and Ted, just like blow it up.
I'm just gonna chime in. Like I normally wouldn't be behind that, but I'm all for blowing this place the fuck up.
It's easy because you know why? They need people to do a ritual. If they're all dead, there's no ritual.
Unless we fuel it with their deaths.
Abby's like, and what about all those other people that are there?
Collateral damage.
No, she's right.
She looks at.
Obviously, we're not gonna follow his idea with collateral damage.
She looks like, is he being fucking serious right now?
Yes, he is actually.
And I'm gonna be like, and do you know what you guys have to do? Black Ops. Black Ops. It doesn't mean we go around with paint. We're like, oh, we have to paint them. No. It
No.
means you kill me.
Okay.
Hold on. Have I been
Listen.
drinking this whole time? He can't be serious, right?
He is serious, and unfortunately, it is actually the most logical thing to do regarding the level of threat. However, my principles will keep me from doing massive killings. We've got to find another way.
It's
And
not
I wouldn't-
massive. It's just to that
I would-
compound.
I would not allow the deleting of human life.
So obviously, there's two people against that outright killing. We've got to find another way. when we've got to get in there. So now this is either going to be a stealth mission or an outright preemptive strike.
It's both. You have drones going
It's like,
inside anything, and they blow them up.
Again,
Okay, I will let you know right now.
it's like, I
The
hate
drones
to, I
are not
hate to
gonna work.
interrupt this this planning session and all, but I thought we were on the clock.
We are, and we found the
That's-
location where this
that's
is going to
why-
happen. At least it looks like that.
Mr. Cornwallis, can we
From
please
what
continue?
Ig said, from what Detective Johnson said.
Thanks.
Mr. Cornwallis, I think we should focus on our end of this.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, keep working with him.
All right, so-
Fabricating that at your speeds, you'll probably have a working prototype within 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to heavily depend on you two to try and get through those defenses, those physical defenses. As far as the AI is concerned, prepare for yourselves because that's going to be your major adversary. You, Detective Johnson, Theory, and myself, we're going to try our best to try and get infiltrate with them opening locks and allowing us to get in. And do you at least have an idea of where to go? Asking
Oh,
Detective Johnson.
I did not get too far in there. All I got was into that office, and I almost got immediately figured out.
Okay.
But either case, they're going to be expecting me.
Well, so whether you want to come with us or not.
Oh, I'm coming, but I'm just
Okay.
letting you know. I don't advocate splitting up, but
Nathan.
at some point, I may need to do that.
Okay. So, if you guys are ready, let's gear up. We should be ready by the time these two are.
I get my book bag and my stuff.
Dude, I'm standing right behind you with my hand on your head, creating a helmet.
Oh yeah, my bad. Nah, I get my
Um,
bag. So when we do this, in case I
We
need
go
to-
on your cue. Got it, guys?
Understood.
Okay. So, whatever you guys need, whatever gear it is, I guess it's all available to us right now.
Well, let's not get crazy.
No. I mean, like, what we would require. I'm not talking about taking in a freaking Sherman tank, that's hover and all that other.
Sure.
Maybe talking about like plastic grenades,
Hover tanks.
stuff like that.
Who use hover tanks? Anyway.
Yeah, hover tank. What?
Hover
Don't you
tanks
have
with-
one?
Hover tanks with anti-magic sigils on them.
There you go. See, now you're talking my language.
And in the end, what do? Blow them up.
Well, that's actually what we're going to do, but without the mass killing.
It's not mass killing. How many? It's only to a little compound.
Dude, keep typing.
I keep doing my thing.
Okay. Half an hour goes by. You have it ready. Now.
And at this moment, we're going to test it at the lowest possible setting.
Okay.
Are you ready, Mr. Cornwallis?
Sure.
Initiating neural link.
Need you to make a pain roll, sir.
Who, me or him?
No, not you.
I'm setting it as like ridiculously low, like
Totally get it.
barely.
He still needs to roll.
Yeah.
So, character sheet. I explode. No. Combat. There. Because the sheet still messes my head up.
Okay, mi amor.
Stop calling me that.
Obviously, that was not to you.
Not in public.
That's
Not in
what it's supposed
public.
to do! And this thing does not have pain, so let me go to
D20 plus your PE.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
no.
a +6.
Oops. I rolled D10.
Somebody's nervous.
20. Ha ha! 15.
Okay. You feel this wave of nausea, followed by the most intense pressure, like the most intense sinus headache that you've ever felt in one shot. Usually these are gradual. This one just immediately grabs hold, and you can feel the pressure behind your eyes as
The
nothing.
million souls scream out.
Anyway, so what the sensation
I'm monitoring. Yeah.
is just raw data that your mind, despite its it's not prepared for all at once.
It's the first time. So
It's just it's as if you're being sucked into, not the Matrix, but like that whole Tron universe where at one point you're in this you're in this pain center, and then your mind immediately shifts to where you now see you can see through Seraph's eyes. You can see all these systems that he's tapped into. He's tapped into quite a bit. You can see there's sections of his code that you can understand. There's others that you can't right now. There's an enormous firewall that is constantly changing. That's somewhat interesting to you. But this is where you are right now. You can't really interact with the environment, but you can actually see it.
Can I do anything outside of that environment?
No, you're at that.
mentally there.
You're mentally projected into that.
Okay, so yeah.
And I'm watching his vitals
Mhm.
and his
His heart rate's
ECG, his ECG.
Yeah, heart rate's elevated. Brain, his brain function is elevated, even to where his mind is abnormally resilient. So more so even
communicate,
than Dr.
Seraph?
Acosta, but you're there.
Can I communicate with Seraph?
No,
Okay.
not at this power. You can feel him. He's just barely, physically, it's affecting him. Mentally, he's disjointed, but rapidly coming to a sense of equilibrium. Once he gets there, you can see him trying to communicate, but there's a disconnect. You surmise that you're going to need to amp up the power. Once again,
0.001%.
yeah, so that as you're gradually increasing it, you can physically and mentally feel that pressure. It's almost as if you watch any animes where they use gravity well powers, where you can feel yourself being pushed down. That's the weight of what he's doing on your mind. It's stressing it, because your mind was never designed for this.
Yeah. I roll again.
No. I'll tell you when you roll. You get to the point where now you can start to hear him. It's that same buzzing. It's like,
Can you hear me? More, Mr. Cornwallis. Can
I want to be like fuzzy and shit.
I love this modulator. Anyway, you amp it up another 0.1%. You get to 5% before you can actively communicate with each other. But at this point, you can feel you're monitoring his vitals. He can't actually feel them. He's just feeling the mental effects. His vitals are stressed, where his organs are on the precipice of shutting down.
And so I slowly dial it back down,
Mm-hmm.
so that when the connection is severed, I look at him and I say, Mr. Cornwallis, this first test established the link, but the stress to your body is immense.
Once
Your
you come
mind.
out of it, you felt it. You imagine being punched everywhere in your body. Like nothing but body shots.
So I'm going, like some people will go straight for aspirin. I'm going to go into my bag. I'm going to put on my needle kit. And then I'm going to be like,
Drugs.
shut the pains off, put needles in my head. Acupuncture, because I have the skill. Stop the pain.
I observe this with
Okay.
interest.
Pain's still there. You just numbed it.
Like, oh, this is much better.
Now he looks like Pinhead. A
Oh.
British Pinhead. No, Pinhead is British, but a red-headed Pinhead with literal pins in his head. Everyone is staring. Abby's just like, what the fuck is that?
It's actually even scarier. He looks like a fucking pinhead Chucky.
Right.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm going to shut up.
Not with a 12 physical beauty, but go ahead.
So at this point, I say, Mr. Cornwallis, are you well? Your vitals are indicating that you are not.
No, I'm in extreme pain.
I
was
can
able
see
to.
that.
I numbed it up a little bit. Now I can take medication. This allows me to control the pain, so that way I can subdue the pressure. So I'm going to be taking some ibuprofen and aspirin. Well, excuse me, the scientific word is acetaminophen. So I will be taking some acetaminophen and ibuprofen.
When you are ready, I will provide the logs and event files so that you can take a look and see what needs correcting.
Yes, and you can put pressure points in the helmet to those nerve endings. That way we can go further.
That is not advisable, as the stress on your internal organs is severe.
Okay. So I'll go over the logs.
Okay, that doesn't answer what everybody else is doing.
So, yeah. Anybody else?
Going once, going twice.
Gathering gear.
But yeah, by the time they get ready for their test, your gear is already gathered.
Okay, so start heading out. If we're
Just
ready.
remember,
Adolfo's like, I'm going to get my gear.
you know what you can do me a favor? I want everyone to send me a DM of what they got. You don't have to do it now because we're going to be ending soon, but send me a DM of what you gathered. This way I have a running inventory of what you're going to lose and have used against you. I mean, of what you're using.
I'm taking my backpack. Well, am I capable? Does it seem like this pain is going to subdue?
No. It's
Hinder me. Excuse me. That's
it's
better.
it's not debilitating yet.
Okay.
It's like it's like waking up with the worst flu ever. You feel it everywhere.
I hate that. I've had the flu once.
Yeah, and as soon as you try to get up, you can feel aches
Yeah.
along every muscle of your body.
But we don't want that.
No, we already got id to take that.
We also don't want our astral form becoming our physical form. We don't want that.
Or turning into a forced astral form. Yeah.
Hey, these things happen. We do our best. I'm not gonna lie. I originally was just gonna confront the dude, but I figured you tried to kill me.
Yeah, that was a pretty good call.
It's like, let me just get up, say something snarky, and then go back to my body.
It's like snark.
Like, I can see, I can know you're there. No, you don't. Boop.
That was cute.
Okay. Gears gathered. The neural bridge has been recalibrated to the best of your ability. You can put together the. Here's the thing. Seraph is fabrication, so you really can't do anything without him.
Yeah.
He's literally fabricating it from his own body. So if he decides not to institute that pain blocking thing because it's ill-advisable, then that's really up to him to be convinced
Yeah.
to do it or just to not do it at all. As he follows Asimov's 3 laws, he probably won't do it. Question is, when are you guys going? All told, you've lost 45 minutes to your 2-hour window. 30 for the
I vote
bridge,
for-
and
Well, 45
another
minutes up.
15 of prep.
I advise leaving immediately. Time is
Yeah.
not on our side.
How long was it in his
No more than 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, I can move pretty fast, so
I just wanted to get
Mm-hmm.
You're like molasses. Shut up. No.
I'm waiting on you guys, by the way.
Go. Yeah, we go.
I'm waiting for Sage. I know I'm rolling with Sage and who else was I supposed to be with?
Id and Abby.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going with them.
how
Question.
long would it take us to get there? Because if it's at least an hour, I'm going to meditate on the way there.
Following, if you're taking a standard conveyance without blowing lights and doing lights and sirens, about an additional 30 minutes. Flight time for Seraph, less than 5. So
And I can literally transport everybody in a car.
he could, but again, if you're using the standard traffic patterns plus not trying to blow lights or blow cover, in other words,
Who said I was going to use the road?
all right, roads where we're going, we don't need
We
roads.
don't need roads.
Oh, wow, cool. I just saw a headline, brain-controlled weaponry.
Nice.
You know, we're just talking about that stuff. Why not?
They already have that shit, that sonic weaponry that they're using now.
That shit been since the 60s. Crowd control weapons.
The Cubans are using it against our diplomats. Anyway, now, how are you? Remember, it's almost 5 p.m. Sun is still up. It's
Sun's getting real
the sunset doesn't occur for another 2 hours. Doesn't occur for another 2 hours, and full darkness doesn't occur for another 3.
But this event happens in the next 2 hours, though.
This event happens in an hour and 15 minutes.
So we go, I guess. Try to sneak in.
I hear the word go. I don't hear
Let's go.
specifics on how you're going. I understand. And the reason why I'm nitpicky is because of everything I described, the visibility, there are no buildings, there are no tall buildings, no tall grasses, no hills, no mountains to hide behind. There's ocean, there's land, and that's it.
Okay.
You don't even get one tree that we can hide behind. Oh wait, no, Ray's hiding behind
All
that.
5
one
of you hiding behind one tree. That's
I'm
hilarious.
gonna
This
take.
is not the terrible thunder lizards.
I am taking a camouflage from, since we know the area, camouflage blanket. So in case I need to throw myself on the ground and throw that shit on myself, it might work. I got the skill.
It's just funny. That's I see you like Frodo, like what's it?
Where-
Samwise covering Frodo.
We're going to take access through the river.
Mm-hmm.
A small speedboat, silent motor. Once we get close enough, we can use the.
There's no river.
We can use the jet
ocean.
propelled.
Yeah, so it's the bay. So, and
Yeah.
it's an inlet. So again, the reason why
No
I'm
vis-
pointing, the reason why I'm pointing,
No
this-
cover.
the reason why I'm
Yeah.
pointing this out is because these are things that your characters are going to notice as obvious. There are
No, no, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like the silent motor is it really is not it's not a factor in broad daylight.
The silent motor isn't really for it being silent, as opposed to it not causing so much disturbance
You
for
can
the Sonic.
you can do what you want. I just want to make sure that I throw it out there
No.
so that you guys get it.
But we're not going to approach with the boat. We should be approaching with the jet tubes,
What is-
the ones that you use in order to
are you talking
propel
about
them
the
to water.
scuba?
Yeah,
Okay.
that way.
And who has the scuba skill?
I do. I can teach you guys. It's not that hard.
Don't
Instantly.
have that kind of time.
It's not hard, believe me. All you need to do is just turn it on and have it propel you to where you need to go, which the target point will be the dock, the inner dock, and then from there we can make our way up.
When are you going to hit the water? How far away? That's going to determine whether or not.
He got to about 100 yards from the place.
Yeah, but
before
he was coming in by air and not by the river.
So-
Excuse me, not by the
And
water
he was
channel.
in court, and he was incorporeal.
Mhm.
So at that time,
And
so
Sarah-
for
Go ahead.
I mean, if I come in not carrying anybody, I can be close to the place, provided there's no technological detection. But I'm expecting there to be. If I bring everybody in via a vehicle, that's a whole other story. I mean, what kind of vehicle could we requisition? If you can requisition something that goes underwater, I could literally fly it to the water.
I have a quick question, Sarah. You have a protection against blowing or hurting humans.
Yes.
So if you could locate the power generator there and set it to overload, that'd be our distraction, and you won't harm anybody.
I do not have access to the building. It is protected.
Then when we get there,
We don't have a vehicle that can take all of us underwater.
why not some of us either parachute in?
It's broad and open.
Yeah,
Folks, let's slow down here. Lou,
Yes.
how much daylight is left?
About 3 hours worth.
let's just go.
It's
That's
an
it.
hour before the event.
Let's go GI Joe this. Because you know he's gonna stop it just when we get there. So we're just gonna go with GI Joe.
Come on, man. We know what's good. He's gonna send missiles at us.
I even have the sound effect ready.
I advise taking over. So this is what I say. I advise that we take a truck with a trailer. It will get us as close as possible to the location without alerting anyone.
I advise we take a tank with a cannon.
Drive a truck. I mean, well, actually, the suit can drive a truck, right?
I can drive any vehicle I need to drive.
Can you look like any vehicle too? Or just
I'm
like-
afraid not.
Okay. I don't know. Since I'm just finding out you're an AI, I didn't know the full extent of your abilities.
Going in as a truck, it's going to attract attention because it's
As a
not
truck?
going to be under logs.
And simply do not enter, just go close by.
Yeah.
Which is also going to attract attention because it's going to look suspicious that we don't go forward.
Is it mainly asphalt?
There's only one road going into the complex.
Wait, Lou, is there only one road going towards it? It's a district, right?
There's only one road in and out of that
Right.
of that dock. Yeah.
All right, for
It's
that-
going to look obvious.
For that dock in particular, yes. Now, here's the question. Are there other warehouses with trucks delivering?
Yes.
That
That
simplifies
makes
things.
sense.
It's
So
the-
it
it's
would
the-
be- it would
it's
be
the-
inconspicuous.
It's the Port of Los Angeles, so there are
Yeah.
multiple.
Just
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I would figure that if there's one warehouse with deliveries being received, there are
Yes,
several.
a truck would not be suspicious.
Get a box truck, and so out of character, we get a box truck, load up in that. Somebody will be in the driver's seat. I will control it if they can't drive truck. We get close enough for everybody to breach the perimeter.
Who's the whitest person here?
Who's the whitest?
Yeah, I'm brown.
Who's the most
I'm not-
Caucasian?
They're not gonna believe I'm
okay.
driving
I'm
the
like,
truck.
what the hell is he talking about? I thought you said widest.
Yeah, at first that's what I thought. I was like, that's not me.
No, no,
that
no.
is me.
No,
Oh,
the brown guy says whitest. The whitest guy here. It must be the redhead, right?
The
Let him-
whitest guys you know.
Oh yeah.
Let him drive-
He's
let him drive
he's
the truck.
definitely milk.
Yeah. let him drive.
God.
Let the mayo say. Let
Ow.
the British mayo say drive the truck.
Why did it just echo?
I have no idea.
Because it's awesome.
What just echoed?
We're hearing an echo on our end.
Yeah.
You're hearing it now still?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, that's all right. How about
Lou,
now?
we don't hear it when you speak.
How about now?
Okay, Echo's gone now.
Yeah, echo is gone.
Okay.
Until next episode of Hawkeye.
Wow.
The Disney Plus series comes out.
Stay tuned for season 2 of Hawkeye, the Echo Show.
They are making an Echo show.
They're actually making an Echo show.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll wait till all the episodes drop before I watch them. I hate that
I'm
bullshit.
definitely not
Eric, I
excited
posted a
about that.
picture of how I look on the chat. You tell me.
All right.
What if he was white? What if he was white? What if he was white?
I could pass for white. Unfortunately, my accent won't let me.
Nigga, you Mexican. Shut up.
No, I'm actually Spaniard, you ass.
Same thing.
No, not the same thing, you dick.
You're short and tan. You're short and tan. Shut up.
You're funny. That's funny.
Did you say the same thing? That's
You know what?
amazing.
You know what? Your titties look just like that right now when you got that. When you put that. When you had the shirt on.
Damn.
That's why my ex used to love me. She got the best of both worlds.
Yikes.
Oh my god.
Damn.
So
That was TMI to the 8th level.
There are
That's why
things
dykes
you
like
need
me.
to know
Oh.
about each other.
Okay.
Just so you know, I'm stopping it when in like the next 15 minutes because I gotta.
So am I. So what are we
Yeah.
doing?
So we go. Ding,
Alright,
ding,
so
ding.
Truck.
Yeah.
A box,
I
Yeah.
hear
a
so
simple
we go.
box truck.
Box truck, yeah.
A
Truck.
simple box truck.
Okay.
Yes.
That's an easy go.
Yes.
Okay.
They're
I think
able to
that's-
find. They're able to get one. It takes. It's going to take 20 minutes to get there. Once you do, you get on your. You get on your. You set on your way.
Timer watch.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
By the time
synchronized.
you get.
Synchronizing the countdown.
By the time you get to the dock, there's at least a half dozen trucks waiting in line to be inspected, and which leaves you all with approximately 38 minutes before the alleged event. Okay. Anyone with danger sense?
That is me.
Okay, your danger sense immediately, as soon as you got near the place again, you felt it.
I kind of figured that was going to
Just,
happen.
you know, that shiver,
I know.
I got that Peter tingle.
that Peter tingle, followed by the Q tinkle.
All right, Lou. What
I
am I
believe it.
picking up? What am I picking up at sensor wise? Sound.
Sensor-wise, outside of the ambient sounds of the bird, the seagulls, the ocean, the trucks, people from the food trucks that are up ahead. They're up ahead on your right, and the idling trucks that are going in. The crane, the
one
occasional
last thing.
foghorn from the ships.
Lou, I forgot to
That's-
ask one last thing.
What?
Since we know the guard's uniform, is it possible of getting one? Go to the store,
It's-
whatever.
It's too late for that now.
Okay.
Damn it, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I did see the guard
Too-
uniform.
Too,
Fuck.
Good but futile idea.
Yeah.
XP.
Too late for that. Outside of that,
Let's rewind. Let's do that.
no rewind.
Clever but useless idea.
Right. Now, those just the ambient sounds is what you
Can the
hear
helicopter?
at this point. where you are, you're approximately 200 yards from the gate. The other by the time you get to the other to the front of the line, you're down to 24 minutes. The inspector, the customs agent, and the longshoreman come to the truck. One has they both have iPads. The other one has he has the mirrors to check for explosives and to look under the truck for contraband, and the flashlight as he's going along. This is the customs agent as they're inspecting the outside of the truck. What the fuck are you doing? The customs agent comes. Who's driving? Who's in the driver's seat?
The whitest person here, Morgan.
So
that's what it sounded like that was the plan. Although I don't think it would matter. But
he comes to the he says, I don't it's like, where are your tags? What's I don't see it. It's like, do you have ID?
Spanky? Hey, Spanky.
Do we have ID? Because we were coming here?
No.
The idea was for everybody to offload before we got to the place, near the place.
Yeah.
Not drive right in.
No, we're not driving in. We were using the truck.
Okay,
to
I
get
get
close.
that, but no one said anything.
On the internal comms, and go to Sheriff.
If I'm going to do a slight rewind, you're half
That's my wrong address.
You're a half dozen trucks back.
Okay.
Okay. You're nearer to the food trucks where everyone is at. Those trucks are about 50 yards away. And to your right, hold on for a second. If you're in the back of the truck, exiting, the left is a chain link fence that leads towards the to the ocean. So it's some vegetation, some overgrowth, people, some refuse from people throwing cans and bottles and styrofoam cups, shit like that. So essentially, it's just that along the length of that side. To the right is the 3-lane.
The iPads are not getting in, which was not the plan. The plan is for everybody to be out.
Yes.
We parked by the food trucks. Go get some food.
Give me a burrito.
I think I'm having some connectivity issues with Zoom, guys. I don't know what this is about.
Lou, if you want to stop now, it's all good.
Yeah. So why don't we stop now, and then we'll call it. We'll call it. We'll pick it up immediately from this point next time. Okay.
Right. Lou,
so, yes.
Lou, you posted that your next date was my Thursday.
Oh, okay. So we'll just have to figure out another day.
That's for you two to talk to each other about.
So it's.
What times? That's the question. Because
he usually does it around the same
earlier
time.
and one later. Or vice versa.
I can't do that. I work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we'll figure it out. But